Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on Gran Turismo Sport with a track guide for the upcoming FIA Nations race at Monza in the Super Formula cars. So this combination is fairly enjoyable. It's going to be a little bit chaotic in the race. We have done a practice race and I have found that the Toyota, as well as being the one I used in time trial, is actually the better car for the race conditions, it seems. For me personally, I don't know if this is a general thing, but it seems like it's a little bit better on tyre wear when the tyres start to degrade. It seems a lot safer over the curbs, especially the chicane that we're going through there. You can see even when you hit that curb aggressively like I did on that lap, you can still get away with the car still finding grip there. With the Honda, I found it a little bit more sketchy and a little bit more risky, and I also found it a lot slower once the tyres were wearing. So my advice personally is use the Toyota. Now you can obviously try that out yourselves and see which you prefer individually. Now that's up to you totally, but I'm going to do this track guide in the Toyota. The replay lap on the screen at the moment is from my fastest lap, which I did after I'd recorded the lap that I'm going to show you. It's only a tenth of a second different. Now there is time available. You'll see the mistakes that we made through the laps, but we'll point out the errors and etc. and try and give you some advice on this lap. Where braking is very important, because you need to be very aggressive on your brakes. You need to brake as late as possible whilst trail braking to get that front end into these corners. So we're going to start this track guide driving the Toyota around Monza, so making sure you get a nice solid exit from this final corner. You can see there, pushing on the exit up into fifth gear and accelerating all the way down the main straight at Monza. Again, keeping over to the left at the start of my lap, just so I don't have to bring it back over during the actual lap and lose any time. So going into turn 1, you're going to be braking as late as possible, almost dead on the 100 board on the left hand side. So what you'll see here is your first braking inputs are going in there just before the 100 board on that left hand side. You've got to be very aggressive with this braking, down through to third gear, second gear, then first gear. And now you'll see here, I could have been more aggressive on that right hand side, more over the orange curb on the right hand side. You can be a lot more aggressive than what I was on this lap. Didn't really take advantage of the track limits there. Did this pretty well though, but I would advise going into second gear before this point. You can see I'm still in first gear there. We'll show you the difference with the lap I did, which is a bit faster in a minute. But yeah, I would advise going into second gear and then just being gentle on the throttle. Don't just plant that throttle down, be progressive with it. Feel the rear wheels spinning a bit, and then get into third gear early and accelerate out the corner into this next braking zone, which again, you're braking just before the 100 board on the right hand side. You see there, 100 board circled and the braking inputs going in right now. And again, aggressive downshifting, aggressive on the brakes, down into second gear. You can do this in third gear though, but in the race conditions, I think second gear might be the safer option. And again, you're really going to attack the apex. You can see almost taking the car over the middle of the corner cut there, and again you're lining up so that your front, if you can do this perfectly, the middle of your car will go right over the sausage curb there, and you'll do it pretty nice. On this lap we did it really well, that absolutely nailed it. However, on my fastest lap I made a mistake on that point. Now into next braking zone, you'll see braking just after the 50 board, first inputs going in, and you have to keep this car as close to the apex as possible, getting your right hand tyre to almost touch the curb on the right hand side. This will enable you then to put the power down a lot earlier because of the camber on this corner. If you run it a little bit wide, you'll creep out up further wide and you won't be able to put the power down. Then we go into the second Desmo, braking just before the 50 board on the left hand side. There you can see we're going to brake pretty much dead on it actually. I think there you see braking dead on the 50 board. You'll see the first inputs going in, and again same theory, you want to get the right hand tyre onto that green bit of Astro on the right hand side and get on the power as early as possible. So important to get the power down very early at this point. You can see very early on the throttle. We actually had to come off the throttle a fraction as we got to the exit. That's not ideal, but we still did it pretty okay, but maybe losing a fraction of time going up this straight now into the very fast chicane. This is very important to carry a lot of momentum through. See, braking just after the 100 board, in between the 50 and 100, but more closer to the 100 board, down into fourth gear, and again be aggressive on this curb on the left side. You can basically get as close to them sausage curbs as possible, but do not go over them, because if you do, your car is going to flip up a bit and you're going to lose a lot of traction. All the way through this corner, being aggressive, use the curb on the left hand side. You can get away with bumping over the green Astro again. Early upshift into fifth gear as well to keep the momentum out of that corner, and then carrying you all the way into the final corner now, where again you've got to be aggressive on them brakes, but just keep the momentum and keep the speed through the apex of the corner. So again, we're going to brake around the 50 board on the left hand side. You see first inputs going in there just on the 50 board, downshifting it to 4th gear. You'll see downshift to 4th, holding the apex as tight as we can. I like to keep it in 4th gear for this corner, trying to get your right hand tyre to almost graze the white line on the right hand side. Then on the power nice and early, carrying as much speed through the corner as possible. We could have carried a little bit more then, got on the throttle a bit early, so you didn't really push the limits on the outside of the track, and over the line for a 1 minute 27.849. Now this is an okay lap. I think we went a 10 faster yesterday. This is the lap I'm going to show you now, so you'll see the difference with the gears, what I'm doing now into turn 1. You'll see how I go into 2nd gear a little bit earlier on this lap. You'll see down through the gears, in 1st gear there, taking more of the curb, and into 2nd before we actually come out of the corner. And that helps the traction all the way into this next chicane. And now this is where we made the error on this lap. This lap would have been at least 2 tenths faster if I would have got this chicane done reasonably well. We probably would have been on a 27.4 to 5, something like that. You'll see going into the braking zone, we brake okay. However, we do the line okay there, but we just hit that curb too aggressively, lose all the traction, don't get the momentum out of the corner, and unfortunately lose quite a big chunk of time there. But again, everywhere else pretty nice, hitting the apex almost perfectly through there, and again into this corner, again doing that really nicely. A little bit better than what we did on the other lap, I'd say, through there, but again losing it on the 2nd chicane is where we lost a lot of time. Then into the next braking zone, you'll see very similar to how we did it before, braking just after the 100 board, 4th gear, use the curb on the power nice and early, did that really smoothly. Again, more aggressive on the curb on the left hand side this time on this lap, and then working our way into that final corner. You'll see again braking just short of that 50 board on the left hand side. So using that 50 board again as a reference, down through the gears, 4th gear, hold the apex, didn't quite get as close to the apex there, and you can see we actually ran a little bit further wide. So that cost us a little bit of time on the end of the lap, maybe another half attempt to a tenth if we would have nailed that. But yeah, there was a lot more potential in the lap. I think we could have got ourselves down to 27 4s and 5s if we had done a half okay lap, but we kept making little errors. Anyway, I'm going to let you watch the rest of this lap at full speed without any commentary so you can take a look at it. I hope this track guide helps you out. Please let me know in the comment section if it's helped you out, if you enjoy these videos, if they help you out, if they help you in FIA. I really like reading these comments. So thanks again for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you don't miss any future videos or streams. Thanks again for watching, everyone.